Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Friend. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Brett. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Well, how's that for an awesome way to start this Sunday morning? Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. Yeah, you can cheer, it's okay. Yeah, let's let them know how we really feel. Good morning. And welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa. I'm Nancy Reynolds, a member of the center and a former member of the center's Board of Trustees. Happy to be sharing Sunday morning with all of you. Just my favorite place to be. Now, some of you may remember, we used to hand out a bulletin when you walked into the sanctuary, and out of our commitment to being mindful of our resources, we no longer hand out the bulletin, but it is still available. And in fact, it's even bigger and better than it used to be. You can find it on our website, CSLSR.org. Now, if you're not a computer person, or if you don't have a printer at home, you're welcome to stop by the information desk. There are some copies of the bulletin there. When you look on our website and you look at the bulletin, you'll see information about our youth and family program. It is thriving, and I want to make sure that you know that we are always looking for volunteers, people who love to be with children, who would like to do that during our second service. That's our 11 a.m. service. I'll invite you to talk to Jennifer Caldwell between services, or send her an email at youth@cslsr.org. She would love to hear from you. Now, today we have something special happening, and that is a bake sale and a fundraiser for our teens of our youth program. They are getting ready to go to winter teen camp, which sounds incredibly fun to me, but they won't let me go. But they are going to be selling baked goods and beautiful wreaths to decorate your front door for your holiday. So I invite you to stop by after the service and help out our teens get to winter camp. Now, will you please join me in speaking aloud our community's vision and mission? The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teachings. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. I'd like to share with you a small part of the global vision. I find it so inspiring. We envision a world where each and every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging, a world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement and justice. We follow this global vision through the 5 core spiritual practices of our teaching. Would you read those with me as well? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. Thank you. We are in the midst of what we call our giving intention season. It's a time when we mindfully reflect on what the center means to us and how we will support it financially in the coming year. We need each other for the center to thrive and to stay open for future generations. Whether you are a member, a friend, or a guest, we invite you to think about what this center means to you and how it has changed your life. We've been asking people that question, and today I'd like to share how Astra Fox and her son Casper responded to that question. You may know Astra as one of our visiting musicians, so let's hear what they have to say.
I first attended the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa in 2006, and it was a sanctuary for my soul. At that time, I was discovering my spiritual belief system, and when I found the center, it really resonated with what I was intuitively feeling for my own spiritual journey. Not only do I love coming here with my son Casper and the support and guidance that it gives him to know that he is whole, perfect, and complete, but I also love sharing my music here, and my songwriting is profoundly influenced by the teachings I've learned here and Science of Mind. We really value our time at the Center for Spiritual Living, and we're so grateful for it to be our community. What do you love about the center, Casper?
What I love about the center is to hear my mama sing and also greet with my nanny.
I love that. Yes. Thanks for being here, Casper and Astra. We would now like to extend a warm welcome to our first-time visitors. If you are visiting for the first time or the first time in a while, to bring you a welcome packet and a flower as a token of our gratitude for being with us today. And if you would remain standing while we find you. Also, if you're watching online for the first time, would you let us know in the chat so we can especially welcome you? All right. Thank you for being with us this morning, everyone, and welcome to our first-timers. I trust that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, and the message from Dr. Edward is exactly what each of us needs for the next step of our spiritual journey. Again, welcome. And now let's enjoy this next song, which will lead us into a time of silent contemplation and prayer.
breathing into this oneness, this wholeness, this thing called life, God, Spirit, Buddha, whatever we may name it, it is that same power that is ever present within each and every living being and any animate object. And it is a part of who I am and what I am, and it is ever expressing through me with love and peace and harmony. And just as this is true for me, it is true for each and every one in this congregation, in online watching, those that may not be here. For Spirit is right where they are at all times. And so I claim for this morning's service that our hearts and our minds are open to the words that are spoken through the prayer, the music, the message, that we are here on purpose. We are a part of that oneness. We are empowered to make a change through life. I celebrate these gifts of the divine. I give thanks for the truth of this word, and I release it into that infinite mind, knowing that it is already happening. And together we say, and so it is. Good morning. My name is Lorena Fisher. I'm a prayer practitioner and spiritual coach here at the Center for Spiritual Living. Would you please join me in saying today's affirmation? As I stand in my authentic power, I welcome a world that works for everyone. And so it is.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us shine its light. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Oh, good morning. Thank you very much, gentlemen of the band and Mr. Christopher Fritchie. Astra and Casper that we saw on the video, they were scheduled to perform today, but Astra called in not feeling well. And so thank you to the band for pivoting this morning to bring us something beautiful. And there's Casper right over there. Hi, Casper. And so, Astra, wherever you are, our thoughts are with you as you regain your wholeness and wellness. Good morning. Our theme this entire month is all about spiritual power, and today's topic is power to create a world that works for everyone. So I invite you to consider it as a question. What is my power to create a world that works for everyone? What is it? And I'd like to begin with some inspiration from our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, in a very famous public address that he gave called the Sermon by the Sea. He reminded us that we are called to stand for something rather than using our spiritual energy to stand against something. And I take that to mean we are to use our creative energy of mind and our intentions in a proactive, harmonious way, and less in a reactive and destructive way, to be for something rather than against something, because that is where the power is. In being intentional, in being calmly determined, in being confident, in being courageous, in being proactive, in being clear with myself and the world around me. That's where the power is. Martial arts celebrity Bruce Lee famously explained it using water, saying this: be like water, making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way around or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid, outward things will disclose themselves. So empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, and it becomes the bottle. And so I take that to mean go with the nature of your spiritual energy and not against it. Less force, more clarity. The flexibility of water, it turns out, as Bruce Lee explains later in that quote, is tremendously powerful to shape even nature. And so he encouraged us to be like water in our thinking and in our action, flexible, flowing, determined. Be for something, and then flow with the spiritual energy of life. Let it take me in the direction I am going, and then as obstacles arise, which they do, flow around them through the cracks, keep going to the destination in mind. Just like Irena Sendler did. Let me tell you her story. Imagine, if you can, a street on the corner in Warsaw during the chaos of World War II. A seemingly ordinary Polish woman, Irena Sendler, navigating the war-torn streets, and she's cradling an infant. Now, the baby is wrapped in blankets, but it's not for warmth. It's to disguise the baby, to hide it from the Nazi patrols. Now, Irena, a social worker, she risks her life every time she sneaks a Jewish child out of the Warsaw ghetto. She uses her imagination and her creativity. She's flowing like water around the obstacles that are presenting themselves to her, but she can't let the obstacles stop her. She's adapting as needed. So she hides the children in toolboxes, in ambulances, even in coffins, giving them new identities and placing them with non-Jewish families for their safety and survival. Now, this is the true story of Irena Sendler, and the story is a reminder of the power of letting compassion flow through us and love guide us in its gentle, powerful way. And the story also reminds me that small, deliberate actions, when driven by the values that we're exploring all month, courage, connection, compassion, clarity, creativity, calm, these actions can have a long-lasting impact, even generational impact. That's where the power is. Back to her story, on October the 18th, 1943, there's a knock on her door. It's the Gestapo, the Nazi Secret Service, because they suspected all along that she was doing what she was doing, and they were coming for her. Now, keep in mind, she had been tracking all of the children that she placed. She had been writing their names down on pieces of paper and placed them in a jar. She had records of all of the homes of the Polish families that took them in, and so she kept them in that jar for safekeeping so that they could be reunited after the war if everybody was still alive. So she had the jar with her when the Gestapo knocked on her door that day. And so she had to think quickly. And she tossed the jar to a girlfriend who was there at the time, just as the Gestapo was coming in. And the girlfriend, understanding the risk, caught the jar and hid it in her loose clothing and managed to get away while the Gestapo was arresting Irena. They arrested her and they brutally beat her to get that information. Even so, Irena refused to reveal the children's identities. And her bravery ensured the children would live and grow into adulthood today. So her gentle power is still rippling through life, generations later, in the form of saved lives. Now, her story helps me answer part of the question: what is the power, my power? What is your power to create a world that works a little better for all? It's in the small, deliberate actions that are aligned with compassion, clarity, creativity, and courage. And her story inspires me to ask myself, what am I aligning myself with? Because there is power in what I am aligning myself with. Now, the next point I want to make is that although we can act powerfully all by ourselves, something wonderful happens when we move together. Then the power is multiplied. And the good we do individually can then achieve that which seems impossible to do alone. Here's a story that many of us are familiar with. It took place deep within the mountains of northern Thailand in 2018, in June. 12 boys, they were part of a soccer team, and their name was the Wild Boars. I think they were going on a birthday celebration, an adventure, along with their coach, and they entered into a set of caves that they used to explore regularly, the Tham Luang caves in northern Thailand, for their afternoon of adventure. But when unexpected heavy rains flooded the cave, they became trapped inside, deep inside, and there was no way out. And what followed for the next 18 days was one of the most daring and heroic joint international rescue efforts, you might say, in history. Outside the cave, you can imagine a full-blown operation of rescue quickly started to coalesce there. Local farmers even diverted the irrigation to their crops. They sacrificed their crops so as to reduce the level of flooding in the caves. And engineers were inventing sporadically innovative pumping systems to get the water out. And as news of the trap team spread, things started to move. The Thai Navy SEALs came, expert divers came, rescue workers came. Volunteers from all over the world rushed to the site because the challenge was enormous. The cave was dark, was flooded, and filled with narrow passages, and time was running out. Oxygen levels were decreasing. The coach, who was a former monk, he taught the boys there in the dark some meditation techniques to reduce their use of oxygen, to keep them calm, and instructed them in how to lie as still as humanly possible to conserve their energy. Then rescue divers began navigating the maze-like tunnels under the water to locate the boys, and it took them 9 days to find them huddled on a rock over 2 miles from the cave entrance. Now, they found them, but that was just the beginning. Rescuing them was next. That was the real challenge, how to get them out safely. The rescue plan was audacious. Each boy would have to be sedated to prevent panic and to be escorted one at a time by an expert diver through the submerged tunnels. So they did, one by one, carefully maneuvering those tight spaces in the dark water. And that mission involved, estimates say, some 10,000 people, including more than 100 divers, scores of rescue workers, representatives from about 100 governmental agencies, 900 police officers, 2,000 soldiers, 10 police helicopters, 7 ambulances, more than 700 diving cylinders, and the pumping of more than 1 billion liters of water from the cave. And despite the complexity and the risks, the team persisted, and over 3 days, all 12 boys and their coach were brought to safety. Now, it shows that we can unite to help people whose lives are in danger. We know how to do that. There is a power in the universe greater than we are individually, and we can use it to create a better experience of this world. The mission's success was a triumph of human courage, human compassion, human cooperation, human calm, human clarity. Though one of the divers, Saman Gunan, he tragically lost his life delivering one of the oxygen tanks, His sacrifice became a symbol of selfless heroism that defined the entire operation. What is the power that I have, that you have, to create a world that works better for everyone? Well, whatever it is, it's in me, and it's in you, and it's in the coming together of us. It's in the collective determination, and it's in the bravery, and that can achieve what may appear to be impossible all alone. I'm thinking of the lyrics of a Janice Stanfield song that Chris often sings. She sings, "I cannot do all the good that the world needs me to do, but the world needs all the good I can do." It reminds me, I have a part to play. And my part adds my personal use of creative power to the collective good. Here's another story about collective good and creative power multiplying itself through us for the greater good. This is from 2014. It unfolded as something that was known as the Ice Bucket Challenge, which it began as a simple dare, pour a bucket of freezing cold water over one's head, and it quickly evolved into what became a global movement to raise awareness and funds for the neurodegenerative disease ALS and for its research. And millions of people participated, including celebrities and athletes, whether through excitement or peer pressure or whatever reason. These videos of the challenge spread the message virally, and the result was the raising of over something like $200 million for research that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. Something about the challenge was contagious. It spread without central organization. There wasn't a spokesperson or a government official. It didn't have permission from authorities. No church denomination was the spearhead. It spread without anything other than the creative inclination of the power that lived in people. And it achieved something monumental. What is our power to create a world that works for all? Well, it's in the planting of a seed of charity and generosity, because inside of every seed is everything that is necessary for the seed to become the plant without anybody's permission. So what seeds, what kinds of seeds am I planting is another question I hold close. When the fires burned here in Northern California and destroyed so many homes, we sent an update, we sent word to our sister communities all over the United States, just to let them know we were okay and what was happening. We didn't ask for anything. It was just an update. And then it started. Help started pouring in. Money from everywhere. We started receiving donations from all over the country. Our sister centers for spiritual living started sending what added up eventually to about, I think, over $100,000. And that helped us help the people who lost their homes in the fires. Just all by itself. A seed was planted. So when the recent hurricanes affected two of our sister communities of CSL, in Asheville and in Sarasota, Florida, our board of trustees made a donation on our community's behalf to help those centers help restore their communities. What is our power? to create a world that works a little better? Well, it's in the ability we have to respond, to circulate good, to care. There is power in standing for something and not against, and then flowing like water. There is power in the individual and also in the coming together. There is power in mindfully aligning my words and my actions with spiritual values. There is power in planting seeds of generosity that lead to actions that create solutions. Our national election is on the horizon, and these stories remind me not to underestimate my part, to stay centered in the energy of the self within, to stay centered in that seat of compassion, of connection, of clarity, of calm, and to let it flow like water through me. Because it's coming up soon, I invite you to join me in a spiritual mind treatment, an affirmative prayer for our nation's election process by taking a breath in and exhaling. One creative power flows through all people and all of being, expressing itself as oneness, as wisdom, as peace. The same power which is present in the natural rhythms of life and in nature is present also in me, moves through me as it does through every individual and through all of creation. From this awareness, then, I recognize that this creative power is flowing through everyone as our nation prepares to participate in the election process. Its flow establishes a foundation of unity and wisdom and peace. I see our nation as infused with this foundation. I see it showing up through us as balance, a balance that is drawn from the one creative power that unites us all. I envision all citizens, all poll workers, all candidates, all voters, everyone, all beings participating from the awareness of the one life within. From the center of all of us, there rises a mantra, a hymn of unity, guiding us in every step today and the days to come. I affirm, too, that the spirit of compassion, which is natural and normal to all, makes itself available and live within me and within all being. It creates a foundation, available, present, persistent. So I declare in my own awareness that the spirit of connection and calm, the spirit of creative solutions, is fully present. And I declare that it is the only power operating on my consciousness. I see and affirm that the same energy flows out from me and out from all others in diverse and beautiful ways, bringing into focus the good of all. I declare that a natural order is at the center of all being, and through this prayer, I am tapping into it with all who have harmony with the words. I am grateful for this unfolding experience, knowing that it reflects the one creative power of the universe. And so I release these words into that aspect of the divine that we call spiritual law, trusting that the seed is planted. And on the unseen side of life, something is moving. And so it is. I invite you to breathe in with me and exhale. And we use that movement of breath to make the transition from our prayer time to our time of supporting our center financially, which in itself is one of our spiritual practices. We read it this morning, spiritual circulation, which sounds a little bit like the air circulating in the sanctuary, and it is like that, the giving and the receiving of the breath. Nancy mentioned our giving intention season is upon us. It looks like filling in a form like this, either online or in person outside in the sanctuary. And each season I'm reminded that I talk about it and then I fail to do it. But this time I gotcha. I filled in my form last week. Yay, yesterday actually, so sooner than last week. And the nice thing about it is you get some gifts, why not? You get a booklet of daily affirmations put together by the Giving Intention team with themes and titles so that you can carry this around in your briefcase or in your purse and have a spiritual vitamin to take daily. This is one of the gifts. You also get a gift of attending a class that is about the basic ideas of science of mind as presented by Dr. Ernest Holmes in the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. But here's the good news. It's a paraphrase written in modern English with fill-in-the-blank exercises so that together we can have an experience of really going back to basics in a fun way. So those are 2 of the gifts that are for you when you complete your giving intention form. What is it? It is your way of saying what you estimate your gift to be next year. So I invite you to participate with us so that we can plan accordingly next year. It's time to receive the offering. I invite the ushers to stand while you prepare your gift. Won't you please take your gift or place your hand on your chest as a symbol of your connection to your center from your heart and say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
The time when I let go of my fears, inhibitions, and sense of dread. When I give up control and I let you hold me with no resistance in my soul. Now is the time when I let go of my fears, inhibitions, and sense of dread. When I give up control and I let you hold me with no resistance in my soul. This is the day when I throw it all away to the fire of the all-loving one. Now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. This is the day when I throw it all away to the all-loving one. And now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. Place where I fall into grace and release into the sweetness of your love. I surrender and I remember the beauty and the love that I am. This is the day when I throw it all away to the fire of the all-loving one. Now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. This is the day when I throw it all away to the fire of the all-loving one. Oh, now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. Time when I let go of my fears, inhibitions, and sense of dread. When I give up control and I let you hold me with no resistance in my soul.
What a beautiful space that song creates. Gentlemen, thank you so much for that. That was extraordinary. Thank you. Oh, wow. I'd like to sit with that all afternoon if nobody minds, but I have to tell you about some things that are coming up, one of which is today. So I'm just going to sit through that again through second service instead. I hope that you are all already planning to join us today for our pumpkin carving party. This is the time to create a pumpkin masterpiece with your community. The party will be in this social hall right after the 11 a.m. service, and so I hope that you'll join us. You can bring your own pumpkins, and we will have the carving tools for you. Now, if you don't have your own pumpkin, please still come because we will have a small collection of pumpkins available for purchase for a small fee. So bring your kids, bring your neighbor's kids, bring your inner kid, even though it is trapped inside an adult body. Come play with us. Let's talk about some upcoming classes next. I have 2 to tell you about, but first I want to make sure that you know where to find out about our classes because there are more than 2 available. We have our beautiful website, of course, has all of it on there, and you can check that out, CSLSR.org. But if you don't have a computer at home or you don't like doing these things on your phone, we do have a computer right in the social hall next to the information desk, and we'd be happy to help you find what you need to know about our classes. Also, at the information desk is a beautiful education catalog for those of us who like old school paper. So please do stop by. Let me just tell you about 2 of these coming up. If you have ever wondered, what is my relationship with God? Well, the first class might be just for you because it is actually called, What is My Relationship with God? Practitioner Emeritus Maggie Cole invites you to an exploration of intuition, faith, belief, and receptivity. Maggie will lead you through various exercises, through sharing, and through inquiry that will give you an opportunity to pull apart what might be in the way of a deeper relationship with God. This is a 4-week class. It begins on Tuesday, November 5th at 11 a.m. on Zoom. That might be a good place to be on November 5th. The second class I want to mention is called Revealing Wholeness. And in this class, you will discover how wholeness can be experienced no matter what is happening in your life. Reverend Sayota Bell will be teaching this 6-week class, which also begins on Tuesday, November 5th, 6 p.m., and that'll be in person here at the center. I want to share with you a couple of music events coming up next month, but first I want to share with you a lovely and beautiful tradition we have at our center, and that is our annual Remembrance Service, which is coming up on Wednesday, November 13th at 7 p.m. That will be right here in the sanctuary. This is a time when we share together to remember those who have made their transition in the past year. If you have a loved one whose name you would like to have included in the service, please make sure that our staff know about it. You can let them know at the information desk or by going on the website. There's a notice right on the homepage where you can share that name, and they will be remembered in the service. Okay, let's talk about music. I am so excited about this concert coming up on Friday, November 8th. I know we've been talking about it, but I just want to make sure that you have a real sense of what Sophia and Atreyu and Nick, our drummer, will be bringing to this concert. Now, I've heard that they're going to start us off with some mellow songs, keep it kind of low key to get things going, and then they are going to crank it up several notches and rock the place. I've also heard there will be earplugs available, which means we might need them. So I hope you'll all join for this party. It's a fundraiser supporting the center's music ministry. You can get tickets for you, your friends, your family, your neighbors, everybody you know, on our website, CSLSR.org. You can also make a donation to support our music ministry. Now, an easy way to do this is the way I love to do my monthly contributions, and that is with text to give. That number will be up on the screen in a few minutes, or now. That number is up on the screen right now. There it is. And what you can do is just put in the dollar amount you'd like to contribute with the word music, and that will be designated straight to our music ministry. That was the first music event for November. Here's the other one. For our Wednesday evening service on November 20th, we are going to have, let me make sure I say this correctly. We are going to have a special gratitude Taizé service. That will be led by one of your favorite musical guests, Karen Drucker. If you know Karen, then you know that this will be a beautiful community musical event where we will sing and meditate and chant and pray together. There are no tickets for this. There will be a love offering at the event. Okay, last thing from me. Each year, around this time, our center's Board of Trustees invites our members to consider serving on our board. I had the honor of serving on our board a few years ago, and I'll tell you, it was a defining experience for me. I learned so much about the center, about what goes on behind the scenes, and also about myself. One of the things I learned while serving on the board is how important it is to bring my best self to the game, to not just show up, but to show all the way up, and to let others do the same in their own way. Now, I'll tell you, I didn't always get it right, but I got to practice it during my 3-year term. This has served me really well since I started my own business a couple years ago, and I find that now I'm able to serve my clients by giving them the best of myself, by using my best skills without worrying what the competition or any other person is doing. It's been a game changer for me. So if you'd like to explore serving as a trustee, I encourage you to talk with some of our current or former trustees to ask some questions and find out how it enriched their lives. We all have name badges, like this one, so you can spot us easily. And then when you're ready, you'll find the application at the information desk and on our website. All right, now I'd like to invite Pat Byrne to come up to tell us about her upcoming class in Vitality and Prosperity.
Do you want more money, better health, great relationships, and a job that you love that feels like play? Then join me, Patty Byrne, in a course on Edwene Gaines' book, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. The exercises are so fun. One of them is for 21 days, consecutive days, you don't complain or be negative. It's a game changer. The 5 classes start on Monday, November 4th, not this Monday, the Monday after, from 6:30 to 8 via Zoom. And if you didn't read the book, join us anyway. I'll go over the main points. And if you can't come to all the classes, come when you can. As a matter of fact, I can't make the first class. But I'll send out an introductory video. And the reason I can't make that first class is because about 3 months ago I said, I really want to just get away and go on a cruise. Well, 2 days later, my daughter booked us a cruise in and out of San Francisco. And she said to me, you know, Mom, I would really make me so happy if I could pay for your cruise. Talk about prosperity. I didn't want to mess with her happiness, so I'm letting her pay for it. And if you don't want to pay anything for the class, you don't have to. It's a love offering. And Edwene Gaines suggests to try this program for 6 months and see how you'll prosper in all areas of your life. I did, and I know you will too. So I hope to see you there after my cruise.
Thank you very much. And it's now time for us to close our service. If there's something that is incomplete in you, or if you cried yourself to sleep last night, please take advantage of our prayer support available online through our Zoom link. Go to our website for information, or in the room, go to the back and speak to the host who will connect you with a prayer practitioner who will pray with you today. And now, won't you please stand as you are able, saying, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I accept it, just the way it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Thank you for being here. Let's close in song.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled